Call this meeting of the Donegal Township Board of Supervisors to order. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Jay Daly.
Here.
Jeff Teagarden.
Present.
Jack Prescott.
Here.
Department reports. Road Department. Ed.
We need to put on the paperwork to bid the stone and the oil with co-op. We're going to bid 700 ton of number 8 stone, 30,000 gallons of oil. We'll be tar and shipping West Alexander, Donegal Avenue, Railroad Street, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th Street, Reeves Road, and finish the National Pike what we did do last year. About it.
Would you cover some of the other items that you've been working on? Just give a brief discussion.
Some of the roads, tar and chipping is like a waste of our money. Your roads get dips, you ditch them, pull the mud out, can't get the mud out of them. When you're running the grader in the ditch, you're pulling the edge of the road off. So we've been dumping money in the tar and chip for a dust control product that does not work. It ends up costing you more work in the long run. So we're cutting back, we're gonna seal the asphalt roads with tar and chip. We're looking into a dust control product. They shoot an oil down on the road, half gallon to a square yard. So, yeah, half gallon to a square yard. And then another week, they come back and put a quarter gallon per square yard. And in a couple weeks, you get another quarter gallon. And we have a grinding system that we're gonna rig up to shoot this. Doug put the first application down because we don't have enough volume to do that. If there's a road that's causing us a lot of dust, this is something we can do. And then we can put the maintenance applications on. We're looking in, checking into that. Reprofiling of some of these roads that get some bad dips in them. They come in and they grind the whole road bed up, lay it down behind the machine, sheet split it, steel drum it, tar and chip it. That's another thing we're going to look into. Checking on full building prices, truck prices, renting a sweeper to do sweep the streets of West Elliott and Claysville. Shouldn't be a whole lot of sweeping this year unless we get bombarded with a lot more snow. That'd be nice. We got a grant for dirt and gravel road. The lower end of Hanson Road qualified. The total of the job is $184,642.82. We got an in-kind contribution of $21,598.68. So the grant that we will receive will be $163,0414. We will not get the money. We have to put the money out and we reimburse. We're waiting to see how the permit application goes for the dirt and gravel road through the conservation district. That's not all I got to tell you.
And we're gonna start another phase of the sign project.
Oh, yeah, we're going to check into doing the next phase of signs. We got West Deli, we're gonna grab another group of roads and order the signs for them.
Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
Fire department.
In January, we answered 22 calls for service. 6 of them were crashes, 5 trees down, 4 good intent calls, 4 medicals, 2 car fires, and 1 other. Anybody that drove by us can see that we started demolition last Friday on the building next door, and it's gone today. We're looking at probably, last I talked to the builder in March, breaking ground on the addition on the building. The only update I have is our light rescue truck. The chassis is at the builders. I think they're building truck number 7 right now. We're number 14 to go in line, so we're probably looking at getting it sometime in July or August. I think that's all I have.
Going to the fire marshal.
The only thing I had to offer there is I met with Doug Trubovich today to discuss how some of the things need to work and where I fit in with what he's doing. And we had a pretty good discussion today about it, and I was really ready to move forward.
Water and sewage. Anything?
Yes. We have a major expenditure coming up on water and sewer. The pump station on Tunnel Street the pump is giving out, and that particular pump is no longer going to be available. And so they're going to have to switch to a different kind of a pump based on the amount of electricity that's available there. There's no 3-phase there, so they have to get some kind of a converter system. And it's going to be about $16,000 to change out that pump and make the necessary repairs. And it's currently being worked on. That's all I have on water and sewer.
Engineer, Gordon. Solicitor, Gary.
Just a couple items. I know that my associate Michael has been working with the Planning Commission on making revisions to the proposed zoning ordinance. The most recent version is on the township website for everyone to review and see. He's received some additional comments, so more revisions were made, and he's going to do his best to have those revisions posted again prior to the Planning Commission's meeting this month. So they're moving ahead. I've given you a couple of draft noise ordinances since there was some comment and some interest in having a standalone noise ordinance for the township. So you can begin looking at that and let me know what you think. At your direction, I contacted PA American, their main office, business development, Bernie Grandusky. He's the gentleman that we worked with when PA American purchased the Claysville Donegal Joint Authority. They have a definite interest in looking at acquiring our facilities. Their director of business development was in touch with me, gave me a list of items that they would need to start their due diligence and evaluation. I sent that down to Tammy, and I just spoke to Tammy before the meeting. She said she has most of that material together, and I guess he'll make arrangements to stop and pick it up
Next week.
So after they've had that opportunity, then I'm sure we'll have some face-to-face meetings. They really weren't interested in servicing, but they were definitely interested in purchasing. So once they've looked at all the materials and they get back to me, we'll have more to say. And that's all I have.
Planning Commission.
Basically, what the solicitor said, we've been able to move right along with the zoning ordinance, and we're in the process of more formalizing the planning commission, really checking it, so we have a agenda that we run by, so we post minutes, just cleaning up here and there. That's about it.
Police Department report.
Yes, sir. During the month of January, we answered 143 calls for service. We had 2 criminal arrests, 2 non-traffic citations. Property loss for the month was $13,020. Officers conducted 23 traffic stops and produced 8 traffic citations. investigated 3 accidents. We patrolled 4,232 miles and used approximately 321 gallons of gas. Attached on the report is the magistrate's fines collected for the month of January. We received a new police car, and we're waiting for back-ordered parts to finish the car's out here. Instead of leaving it up there, we kept it here in case we needed it. Kurt Signs will be doing, is giving us the price and waiting for approval to order the decals to match the existing fleet. A couple meetings ago, I asked for permission to advertise for applications. We received after that several applications, and I have not moved forward on advertising. There was no point at that. I saw no point to it at that time. I have a satisfactory candidate. I've talked to Mr. Prescott about it. I don't know if he's had a chance to talk to you gentlemen about it or not, but I'm able to discuss that if that's something you're willing to, or you're wanting to entertain right now. At your request, I had Mark Gordon appear. I believe you guys met with him, and that was as per looking for someone to specialize in the code enforcement. That's about it.
Office and fiscal operations.
The office has been very busy, trying to still finish up the year-end stuff for 2016. But I want to give a brief report on the Act 13 monies and some questions about how it was spent. Tell you a little bit about Act 13. We got the first Act 13 check came back in 2012, and at that point in time we created a fund called the Act 13 Fund to house that money. That year we got $213,570.52. We also had an LSA contribution in there of $25,000 that we used to reimburse the purchase of a police car. 2013 was $275,951.76. And again, we've got another $25,000 this time to reimburse the LSA funds to reimburse the road department. 2014, we got $428,551.17. 2015, $469,492.57. And last year it dipped a little bit. We're down $388,007.92. And there are about 102 transactions in those funds. Just to give you a few of the highlights, there are things in here like donations to the Claysville Volunteer Fire Department, West Alexander Volunteer Fire Department. There's at least a purchase of a truck, purchase of a loader, purchase of another loader, paving of a parking lot, purchase of a road grader. There's a deposit on a purchase of a truck from Hunter Truck Sales of $50,000. New garage floor, but the maintenance building, almost $35,000. Donation here to the West Alexander Fire Company of $40 grand. I bought another loader, $56,000, slightly over $36,000. Contractor Connection, we bought some equipment from them. We bought a trailer from them for about $9,300. The security system for this community center building, and there's several different improvement projects on this building, and additional more contributions to the fire company. There's the tree trimming, several tree trimming jobs along various roads, and about $9,000, $10,000 a clip. There's some of those in here. There's the purchase of a Ford F-550. Must have been a deposit on it for almost 17 grand. And it goes on. And new lighting in the gymnasium, the painting of the gym building. Another contribution for 40 grand to Claysville Firemen, and one of the last big ones was a $60,000 donation to the West Alexander Volunteer Fire Company. There's a complete report here, and you're welcome to it. It's also posted over on the bulletin board, the receipts and expenditures. And we can, if you're interested in more information on them, we'll certainly be glad to present them. That's all I have on Dave.
Approval of minutes. The following minutes are submitted for approval January 11th and January 23rd, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Vote. Dave?
One other comment,
Any questions?
public or otherwise, correct?
Yep.
Dave?
Yes.
Dr. Yard?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
Announcements. An ad was placed in the Observer on February 1st and 5th for sealed proposals for the operation and maintenance of the wastewater treatment plant, pump station, and water distribution center. A special meeting will be, or has been advertised for February 16th, 2017 at 6 p.m. for the purposes of bid opening. Additional agenda.
Yes, I would move that we add 2 items to the agenda. I guess one item to the agenda. The hiring of a interim or temporary code enforcement officer. I would make that as a motion that we add that to the agenda.
I'll second that.
Any questions? How you vote?
Yes.
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 Can you do anything with the police officers?
I thought we were gonna have a meeting and we're in an interview.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I want to do.
Okay. Financial report. Motion to approve the treasurer's report.
So moved.
Second,
Any questions?
yes, I'd like to have Tammy give us a brief discussion on,
On last month?
last month's treasurer's report.
Okay, I had a correction report after the meeting on the 11th. When we met on the 23rd, I had a corrected treasurer's report. And in the general fund, the amount that was in there was $148,339.30 on the corrected one, not $399.30. So it was 60 cents off, which you can see back in the check registry. It did end
$60,000 off.
$60 off.
$60.
Yes, $60 off. It was, I had $148,399.30, and it was supposed to be $148,339.30. It's approved. And you can see on back to check registry, so if anybody would like a copy of that, it will be up there.
Any other questions? How you vote?
Yes.
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 Public comment. It'll be at, it'll be
Comment on each item.
on each item agenda, or item on the agenda. Old business. Mountain Valley Campground application has been submitted. The emergency exit has not been gravelled. Motion to approve, table, deny.
We have before you a campground application for 962 Old Brook Road. The application fee of $585 is here, plus an additional $375. I guess this is 2 different.
To cover his 59 sites.
One was the first site, and the first check they gave us, and this second one was the second set of
Right.
sites. I don't think this is the time of the year to put the gravel down. I would, if I can get that done maybe by the 1st of April, I would move that we give a conditional approval based upon them having that back exit installed by April 1.
Well, that's a motion, Doug.
Yes.
I'll second.
Any questions? How you vote?
Yes.
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 Previous table items, there are none present. New business, Nathan Voitek, Washington County Redevelopment Authority contacted the township regarding LSA funds for 2017 in the amount of $25,000. These funds must be reserved for a project.
Okay, they have a 5-year expiration on them. The breakdown of the funds that we have received, year 2014 is $50,000. They gave us for the merger with West Alexander Borough, $50,000, plus our $25,000 annual municipal share, for a total of $125,000, which was reserved for the Dry Ridge water line extension. Expires on 6/30/2019. In 2015, we got a $25,000 merger with West Alexander funds, $25,000 for Donegal, and $25,000 our annual municipal share for $75,000. It was also reserved for the Dry Ridge water line extension study. 2016, we had a $10,000 merger with West Alexander Borough, $10,000 Donegal money, and $25,000 municipal annual share. Total of $45,000, which was reserved for the Dry Ridge water line extension project. Currently, there is, in year 2017, there's additional $25,000, and we have not reserved a project at this time. That's what we need to do, is reserve that $25,000. You want?
Any
I
ideas?
would move that we put it on the West Alexander or the Dry Ridge water line extension project until we decide that project's gonna fly. If it's not gonna fly, then we can move that to do something else at that time. I move that we put it on the engineering study for the Dry Ridge water line extension.
Second.
Any questions?
That's
Darren?
not Tunnel Ridge, that's different than Tunnel
Yes,
Ridge?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that once we get the new water people in, they may have some suggestions or maybe some insight on getting us. Right now, we don't know if we can get enough water from West Alexander or from Wheeling Water. And if Pennsylvania American buys, there's a possibility maybe they'll bring their own water down and we'll have water.
Well, just additional items, since we're talking about water, I should have put this in my report. On the Tunnel Ridge project, we've been back and forth with everybody. The Tunnel Ridge people want the township engineers to do a proposal of what it would cost to design for installation of the water line.
Are you talking about the Waynesburg Road project?
Wherever Tunnel Ridge wants to
Yeah.
extend the water line. Once they see the proposal, because they said if we're gonna install something, we want to make sure the township will accept it. So that's why it's smart. They're going to pay for the engineering, and then they're gonna pay the full cost. So there's no cost to the township, even though Tunnel Ridge is gonna be using the township engineers to come up with the specs.
Just as a side note, they want to take water on Waynesburg Road from Shepherd Road to the covered bridge, Mays Covered Bridge, due to the mining project they have on the covered bridge area. So, not gonna pick up many, it won't pick up many houses. It might pick up a house, maybe two houses if they build the other house back, but it won't be any great.
Darren, you had your hand up?
Yes, sir. When they're talking about LSA money, is there stipulations that you can only use that for certain things? What- and
Yeah,
there is a list
there are
of-
stipulations, but I don't know what they are.
Okay. Is there anything that would lead me to find out what that money can be used for? If it doesn't work out with?
Call him up and talk to Nathan Voitek of Washington County, he can give you the insight. VOYTEK?
He's in charge of those funds.
He's in charge of those funds. He's the guy we deal with.
Go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, my name's Frank. How many projects are in the offering, you know, because you say here that money is used, that has to be used for a project. I heard a couple of projects mentioned, but in the township, how many projects need to be done, and how is it determined which one would take precedence, which one would be done with the monies available?
We usually have some supervisor that is in charge of that particular department usually makes a recommendation on what they have their own projects they're out trying to get done, and they would bring it to the board, and if the board says it's a fundable project, then we vote to spend that money on it. Really project-wise, we have no projects right now that are underway. I'm aware of, other than the signs, putting the signs up, the rest of the projects are still on the drawing board.
Weren't you talking
Yeah.
about the water line extension on?
It's not our project. The
Oh, I
water
understand.
the water line extension on Dry Ridge we have suggested that have do an engineering study to see if it's cost feasible to run water out Dry Ridge, to see if there's enough folks that want water, to see if there's enough water available see if it would pay for itself. We don't know that yet. And the engineer, that money is used, we talked about, 275,000 or whatever it is simply for engineering of the project. It's not, you know, you're in the school business. Every time you get the engineer involved, it costs a lot of money for those people to do their studies. And we have to have a study to see if even water is available before we proceed on the project.
So this verbiage here must be used for a project, this really must be used for paying for the study to see if a project is feasible.
That's correct.
Thank you.
So you've received some of these, they're holding them over?
Yes, they're holding them over.
You're like in your third year of holdover?
Yes.
So you've designated a project, but yet monies haven't been expended. for
Yeah, and
the
they said we
project.
can change the projects.
And they've approved the dry ridge in the
Yes,
prior years.
it has been
You know
approved.
that qualifies.
That does qualify, yes.
JD, you have something?
Didn't you guys talk a while back when you were talking about that Dry Ridge Water Line project? Wasn't Tunnel Ridge interested in pursuing that and
No.
funding it?
They were interested at one time in running a small amount of line on, what's your road?
Ever.
Everett Road. They were talking about running a small amount of line on Everett Road. I don't think they're talking about it anymore, are they? I don't believe.
I haven't heard.
Yeah.
I thought there was some
No,
discussion.
that was the only one I knew of on it, in that area.
And that they said that they couldn't get enough water from Wheeling or something. They'd
Well,
have to
that's
put
probably gonna
certain
be a
pumps in
concern.
out there or at the state line or something.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah, the
discussed.
last discussion we had with Wheeling Water, we're trying to get them to commit that they have waters available, and they have not done that. And we don't know that they have waters available for us.
Well, a while back, Range wanted to put water out to.
Out, Old
the
National.
National to that, grass setters tank
Yes.
farm. And they didn't have the pump capacity for that.
Right.
Any other questions?
But Wheeling's upgraded since then, I think. They have been-
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I just know back then they.
Yeah, they
weren't-
put a new pump in,
They did some upgrading.
yeah, down the river
Yeah.
last year.
That's still, I don't know whether it's available or not, so.
How you vote?
Yes.
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 JDT Property and Management is requesting approval of campground permit for
We
sites.
got a campground permit for JDT Properties, 4 sites at 38 Old National, and check is here for $135, and then everything appears to be in order. I move we approve it.
Second.
Any questions? How you vote?
Yes.
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 ADS Cooperative will be advertising for bids on tar and chip material as a group. Motion to approve the advertising for the following road material.
I will move that we join together with the Hempwell Donegal South Franklin Co-op for the following amounts: gallons of road oil, 30,000 gallons, which is down from last year from 50 or 55,000 down to 30. Tons of number 57, that's the size of stone, and it is 0. Tons of number 57 and 67 are both 0. And tons of number 8's about 200, that's 200? 700 ton. So here, I'm writing, 700 ton. I'd make that as a motion.
Second.
Any questions? How you vote?
Yes.
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 And one question, if we decide we need more, and that, if we can buy more at that price, correctly, then
I think it's either 10 or 20%.
10 or 20%? Okay, either way, or just,
Yeah, you don't have to take any of it.
well, you can take that or a
You
little
can
bit more.
take that or 10, I think it's 10% more.
10% more than the bid?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
McGuffey Business Administrator Scott Burchell has been the township delegate on the Washington County Tax Collection Committee. He's no longer with McGuffey, therefore a new delegate must be appointed. Mr. Burchell recommends Amy Todd as a new business administrator.
Okay, I'd move that we appoint Amy Todd as our Donegal Township delegate on the Washington County Tax Collection Committee.
Second.
Any questions? How you vote?
Yes.
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 The supervisor desire to engage PSATs to provide training as part of its local government academy. The cost of the training will be approximately $35 per person, and the PSAT trainer will be available February 21st.
I will move that, to approve the training and associated costs for any township elected or appointed official who may wish to attend a PSATS training class. Neighboring municipalities will be extended the invitation to attend, with them being responsible for paying for their representation, their representatives. And as additional information, I believe we're setting it up for
The 21st,
21st, the number of people was
28
28 people. We have 28 spots and
members
$30 for members. Okay, we said approximately 35. The maximum cost will be $30 for members, $40 for non-members. And we'll open it up to the people in the surrounding, the communities, such as all the municipalities, McGuffey School District will pick up Amwell and Hopewell, and anybody that's up on our north, see if they are interested in attending this class, and we'll open it up to them as well. And once we fill those positions, we will have positions available for people who are not members. But we'll fill it first with elected officials and appointed officials. I make that as a motion.
Okay. Second.
Any questions?
What's PSATs?
Pennsylvania State Association of Township Supervisors. It's our state organization. They have an office in Harrisburg. They're very good about supplying information. They're very good about giving advice on issues. They're very good on helping with insurance matters. They're very good on supplying ordinances. If you want an ordinance that someone else already has paid to have written, you can call them up and they'll send you a sample copy, save a lot of attorney's fees. If you like to charge attorney's fees, we're trying to shortcut that sometimes. And, but we have, they put up a township magazine that the supervisors and the planning commission get. Anyways, it's what they do. And they also lobby. They lobby for township interests.
Good, Darren.
What's the training on? Because that's pretty broad. Because they cover everything.
There's a page up there that